At number 10, Corinne Olympios. Like I said in my intro, celebrities are well known for getting plastic surgery here and there, so finding out that someone in Hollywood has gotten some work done really isn't all that surprising anymore. When fans ask about procedures you've had done, there's no reason to lie since these kinds of procedures aren't really all that taboo anymore. Turns out though that there are still some celebrities who want to make their fans believe that they are still au naturel even when that isn't necessarily the case. This happened with former Bachelor star Corinne Olympios after fans accused her of getting fillers when she said that she hadn't. In an attempt to try and disprove these fans' theories, Corinne posted some no makeup selfies, but fans still weren't fooled and they went digging. The people over at Us Weekly thought that this could be a scoop, and so they also went looking for some old pics of the reality star, and voila, they found some. Images from Corinne's high school yearbook were published and it showed her looking pretty different than she does now, proving that she really was lying about getting fillers. People also realized later that her no makeup selfies didn't really do much to prove whether or not that she had gotten work done, so it was really just a handful of lies on Corinne's part. At number 9, Kylie Jenner. We can't have a plastic surgery video without talking about Kylie Jenner. Apart from her sister Kim, Kylie is the next one you would think of when it comes to plastic surgery. Everyone knows Kylie for her signature big lips, but for a long time she denied ever getting work done. She built her entire makeup empire, Kylie Cosmetics, on her big lip brand because she claimed that for years she achieved her signature look by overlining her lips, and therefore the Kylie lip kits were born. Turns out though that this was all a lie, probably just to boost sales. Kylie famously lied about how she somehow achieved a new appearance overnight, claiming that her makeup skills were the reason, but in reality, it's all fillers. Kylie finally came clean about her plastic surgery journey in an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, where she said, quote, "I was 15 and I was insecure about my lips. I would overline my lips with lip liner just to create an illusion of bigger lips. And then finally I was like, this lip liner isn't doing it. I ended up getting my lips done." She kept up her fillers until her daughter Stormi was born, where at that point she claimed to have gotten her filler dissolved, saying that she wanted to embrace a more natural look, but this didn't last for too long as fans noticed her lip filler made a return a short time later. At number 8, Lady Gaga. Even though she sings about being born this way, that doesn't seem to be entirely true. Lady Gaga doesn't seem like the type to lie about her appearance, as she's been known to be a relatively open person, but it seems like her plastic surgery journey is something that she will lie about, and clearly she's been caught. In an interview with Harper's Bazaar, Gaga once claimed that she had never received any type of plastic surgery procedure, saying, quote, "I've never had any plastic surgery, and there are many pop stars who have. I think that promoting insecurity in the form of plastic surgery is infinitely more harmful than an artistic expression related to body modification." But it looks like her claim of being all natural was a lie. During an interview with Howard Stern, she accidentally revealed her affinity for injections and revealed that she had in fact gotten some work done, as she was once obsessed with getting facial injections. Though she may have resolved her obsession with Botox, she can't truly say that she's never gotten plastic surgery. Botox still counts, Gaga, but you still look fabulous regardless. At number 7, Sahar Tabar. Internet celebrity Sahar Tabar blew up on social media after she began posting pictures of herself with a dramatic look. She claimed that she had received 50 surgeries to achieve her drastic zombified look, claiming that the goal was to look like Angelina Jolie. A lot of people believed her story and took pity on her for having a botched look, but after shocking the internet, Sahar came clean about everything. Turns out everything was a lie. The zombie Angelina look, the story of how she got to look this way, and even her name turned out to be all one huge lie. Sahar's real name turned out to be Fatima Kishvand, and no, she hadn't really gotten 50 surgeries either. Instead, it was revealed that her entire corpse bride look came entirely from Dr. Photoshop. She came clean to her followers after posting a side-by-side comparison to her Instagram, showing how she really looks. She had been living this lie on the internet for quite some time, and because she had fooled so many people, and because her looks were so disturbing, she actually ended up getting in serious trouble with her government and was actually sent to jail because of it. Even though this was all a lie, the consequences were severe, and this served as a lesson to never tell a lie about your appearance. At number 6, Ashlee Simpson. The 2000s were a seriously rough time for Ashlee Simpson. First, she made major headlines after her cringy SNL lip sync fail, but to make things worse for her in the media, Ashlee faced another scandal later on in 2006, this time for her appearance. In July of that year, Ashlee appeared on the cover of Marie Claire magazine, where she was quoted saying that people should love their appearances and appreciate their bodies as they are. She essentially denounced getting plastic surgery and other alterations because natural is beautiful. But even after all that talk of being natural, actually went and got a nose job just shortly after the magazine hit newsstands. She was seen as a hypocrite, and the magazine's editors received thousands of angry letters as a result. People were disappointed that Ashley would make those kinds of comments while having gone under the knife herself. She pretty much just tried to shrug the whole thing off and waited for the whole scandal to blow over, continuing to deny having gotten the procedure done, but then her dad spilled the beans, confirming that she had in fact gotten a nose job. At number 5, Rose McGowen. Actress Rose McGowen is a pretty open person, so no one would expect her to lie about something as menial as plastic surgery, but surprise, surprise, it happened. Rose is comfortable bearing it all on the red carpet and opening up about her struggles in her memoir, but when it comes to her cosmetic procedures, that's where the lies come in. In the late 2000s, Rose was seen in public looking pretty different, and immediately the plastic surgery speculation began. When confronted about these rumors, Rose told the public that she had to get reconstructive surgery due to injuries that she had suffered in an accident, but later in her memoir Brave, she revealed that this was all a cover-up. Rose said that her publicist told her to make up this story for the public to make it seem like her new face was because of the accident, but in reality she had gotten surgery to fix a mistake a doctor had made when she had undergone a procedure for her sinuses. It was still a corrective procedure, but for a completely different reason than the one that she initially gave. At number 4, Barry Manilow. One celebrity who has continuously denied their plastic surgery is singer Barry Manilow. For years, there has been speculation that he's gone under the knife on a few occasions, but Barry insists that he's never gotten any work done. In an interview, Barry claimed to have only undergone surgeries and treatments for his health, getting hip surgery, and receiving steroid shots, but a lot of people aren't really buying that and have pretty much revealed that he's been lying. It's been reported over the years that Barry has received a facelift in 1995, a second facelift and eyelid surgery in 2003, and then a third facelift in 2005. There are even photos of Barry from 2003 showing him leaving the plastic surgeon's office in Beverly Hills. In the photos, he's pictured with his face wrapped up in bandages while wearing a disguise of sunglasses and a blonde wig to avoid getting recognized. Even though Barry continues to deny his procedures, even a celebrity plastic surgeon can't be fooled, with Dr. Tony Yoon saying that he thinks Barry has undergone too many procedures. But what do you guys think? Is Barry lying or telling the truth about his appearance? At number 3, Tyra Banks. For a long time, model Tyra Banks has been preaching about being all natural and about loving yourself for who you are. In the last few seasons of her show America's Next Top Model, she even made a point of proving to the modeling industry that everyone is beautiful by casting models of all shapes, sizes, and backgrounds, but now it's looking like this was all just hot air as she's been caught lying about getting work done. Tyra once claimed that she was, quote, totally against plastic surgery, even going so far as to hire a doctor to come on her talk show to perform a breast exam in front of her live studio audience to show that she had never gotten work done like people had claimed, but it seems as though maybe that doctor should have paid more attention to her face, because even though she's claimed to have never gone under the knife, it turns out that she's actually received a nose job. Tyra finally came clean about her procedure in her memoir Perfect is Boring, where she wrote, quote, natural beauty is unfair. I really get uncomfortable when women who are these natural beauties judge anybody who's done anything to themselves. I admit it. Fake hair and I did my nose. I feel like I have a responsibility to tell the truth. At number 2, NeNe Leakes. With a lot of the celebrities I've mentioned in this video, they've been denying having had plastic surgery, and then the truth was later revealed. But with reality star NeNe Leakes, her story is the complete opposite. NeNe has always been very vocal about the work that she's had done. From getting liposuction, a nose job, and breast augmentation surgery, she wasn't really hiding anything, but all of a sudden, her honesty about her past procedures completely went out the window. In 2013, she went on the Wendy Williams show and talked about how she was all for getting work done and spoke about how she was thinking of getting Botox in the future. Well, fast forward 2 years to 2013 and NeNe sat down for another interview, this time with Bethany Frankel, and straight up denied ever having had plastic surgery. Everyone could tell that she had gotten some fillers, and no one can forget all those times that she talked about her other surgeries. So when she claimed to be all natural, saying, quote, why would I need plastic surgery? People were super confused and caught her in her lie. You can't take that kind of stuff back, NeNe. And finally, at number 1, Zac Efron. Now there's a lot of speculation with this one, so I'm gonna need you guys to sound off down in the comments and tell me whether or not you believe this. People are saying that Zac Efron has gotten some work done, and by some, I mean a lot. Zac recently showed up in a video about Earth Day looking a little different. The lower half of his face was looking super puffy, almost like he had gotten a lot of Botox done, and people are super confused. The internet was debating whether or not he had gotten plastic surgery, with some people chalking this all up to Zac simply getting wisdom teeth surgery, using that to explain all the puffiness, but others aren't so sure. According to one celebrity plastic surgeon, it looks like Zac may have gotten fillers to reshape his jawline. It's all just speculation and theory, but a lot of people are hoping that it's just a nasty reaction to a bee sting or something, and that this puffy swollen face of his is only a temporary look.
At number 10, Victoria Beckham. I'm sure you all know who the Spice Girls are, right? If not, where the heck have you been? Have you been living under a rock your whole life? Anyways, the Spice Girls were a thing, and they were a very big thing at that. They were once the biggest girl group in the world, and so many people wanted to see them live in concert. From what I understand, their shows were pretty spectacular, but apparently there was a little bit of drama that was sprinkled in there too, because it turns out that one of the group's members lip-synced most of the time during their performance. Victoria Beckham, aka Posh Spice, spoke out about the Spice Girls' live performances and revealed that during a lot of their shows, she wasn't actually singing. During an interview at the National Portrait Gallery in London back in 2016, Victoria told sources that a lot of the time she wasn't allowed to actually sing in Spice Girls' performances. In the interview, she went on to say, quote, "They used to turn my microphone off and just let the others sing," end quote. One of the other Spice Girls, Mel B, aka Scary Spice, denied this allegation, saying that the girl group always sang together during their performances, but I don't know, there's just something that's not right here. But what do you guys think? At number 9, Mariah Carey. Though Mariah Carey is still out here making music, living her best life, especially when the holiday season comes around, there are some who say that her career is over and it all ended in 2016 during a live mishap that happened at her New Year's Rockin' Eve performance. After building up to her huge performance at the end of the night, she finally took the stage, but she didn't end up singing a single note. When she got up to perform and the music started playing, she stood there and said that she couldn't hear anything, probably in reference to nothing playing in her earpiece. As the music played for the audience, Mariah's dancers kept on going in the background, and she shared her microphone with the audience, getting them to sing for her, but nothing ever actually came out of her mouth. She kind of just mouthed the words the whole time. It was a letdown for a lot of people, and it got a lot of fans wondering why she didn't sing even though there was music playing. It's an ongoing theory that Mariah lip-syncs all of her performances, and this one performance in particular is the one that really exposed her for it. Now before I carry on with the list, I'd like to take a moment to ask you guys to consider leaving a like on this video if you're enjoying it so far, because your support of the channel really does mean a lot to us. At number 8, Milli Vanilli. Back in the 90s, there was a huge music scandal that ended careers and later ended in tragedy. The lip-sync drama that surrounded Milli Vanilli was one of music's biggest scandals, and revealed that not only were they never really a real group, that everything was fake, but they also never sang their songs. The stage act was put together by German producer Frank Farian as he attempted to create the next biggest music stars. It worked in theory, but they fell from grace as quickly as they rose. He had a vision to be able to release amazing music, but he needed the perfect people to sell it, and that's where Morvan and Politis came into play. These two dancers were hired to be the bright shining faces of Milli Vanilli, and even though it was a musical act, they never actually sang. In fact, they lip-synced their entire career. Their act was a hit and it worked for a while, even earning themselves a Grammy for their song Girl You Know It's True, but like all good things, they can never last. Milli Vanilli conquered the Billboard charts, and they were asked to tour and perform live, but things started to get difficult for them since this act never actually sang, and playing pretend on stage just wasn't cutting it. Eventually, they were exposed for lip-syncing after their track suddenly stopped working during a live performance, revealing that they were actually just faking it all along. This took a huge toll on Morvan and Politis, especially on their mental health, driving Politis to later take his own life as a result. At number 7, Katy Perry. Remember back in 2013 when Katy Perry's song Roar was the hottest song of the year? Everyone was jamming to it, even me. But during one of Katy's live performances, it was revealed that Katy wasn't jamming enough to her own song, because instead of actually getting into the performance, she kinda passed it, so to speak, and was caught lip syncing. This all took place at the NRJ Music Awards in France, and Katie's lip syncing was so out of sync that the event's host literally had to step in to correct the singer because it just looked so all over the place. It was clear to those in attendance that Katie's mouth wasn't matching up to the lyrics that were being played, and so the host stopped the performance saying, quote, "If you don't mind, we can restart. We had a little problem," and then they took the whole thing from the top. It was said that once Katie had to restart her performance, it seemed like she actually decided to sing that time, so maybe she knew that she just couldn't get away with fooling her fans with her lip syncing. At number 6, Ashley Simpson. Though people sometimes call it the worst moment in SNL history, it's a scandal that was blown out of proportions and essentially ended her career. In 2004, Ashley Simpson was invited to perform on SNL to promote her newest album at the time, Autobiography. She planned to perform a few songs from said album, and at first things were going fine when she performed her first song, Pieces of Me. However, things changed when the band got set up for the next song. Music started playing, but it wasn't the song that anyone was expecting to hear. A vocal track for Pieces of Me started playing again instead of the next song in her set, revealing that Ashley had been lip syncing the whole time. This scandal affected her career greatly as she lost credibility as a singer because the whole moment was just super cringy and embarrassing, and because she was caught lip syncing. Later on, we found out that the reason why this all happened was because Ashley was advised by her father to have the vocal track and just lip sync because she was suffering from some severe acid reflux that had been causing damage to her vocal cords, and he wanted her to rest her voice a little. I find it a little ironic how this all happened because they wanted to save Ashley's voice, but her music career was just tanked shortly after the scandal actually occurred. At number 5, Rita Ora. There are times where you just shouldn't lie, like on special occasions, including holidays. Imagine lying to people on Christmas or something. Not very nice, right? Well, this lie from Rita Ora didn't come on Christmas, but it did happen on Thanksgiving as she was caught lying to her fans and lip syncing during the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Back in 2018, Rita was one of the many musical guests for the parade and was performing some of her songs on a float during the parade. But when that float came passing by fans, people started to notice that the singer's mouth movements weren't matching up to the music that they were hearing, exposing the singer for lip syncing. Fans got a little upset because of that since they expected a real performance from the singer, not just her mouthing the words. But luckily for Rita, fellow singer John Legend came to her aid online and defended her lip syncing, saying, quote, "Fun fact, we all have to lip sync on this parade because the floats don't have the capacity to handle sound requirements for a live performance." End quote. It's an understandable reason to lip sync, but just to be safe, Rita also had to come out and confirm that other than this Thanksgiving performance, all of her live performances are real. At number 4, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. The Super Bowl seems to be pretty good at creating scandals. Whether it's related to the game itself or the halftime show, there's bound to be some kind of trending moment during the evening. And in 2014, there sure was a scandalous moment during the halftime performance by the band the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Even though during the performance it looked like everyone was jamming out hardcore and having a good time, it turns out that that was pretty much all fake. The band was exposed after it was revealed that they performed with their instruments unplugged and a pre-recorded set list playing over them. After they got exposed, they explained that the pre-recorded performance was to ensure that nothing went horribly wrong, but somehow, even with all those precautions, they still ended up in a bit of hot water with their fans. At number 3, Lil Nas X. Rapper Lil Nas X really popped off back in 2019, and because he gained so much popularity, he was invited to perform some of his songs at the VMAs that year. His performance was super upbeat with lots of choreography and a futuristic theme. However, something very important was missing from the whole show, and that was his vocals. While fans watched the performance, some started to notice that Nas's mouth wasn't exactly lining up with the lyrics to Panini, the song that he was performing. Most people think that it was because there was so much going on at the same time, like the dance and the lights, and maybe it just got too hard for the rapper to focus on everything at the same time, but unfortunately, the flashiness of the performance couldn't stop fans from noticing this glaring mistake. At number 2, Cher. I never thought I'd see the day where the legendary Cher got into a lip syncing scandal, but yet here we are. I'm sure she's done it in the past, but I mean, it's Cher. She's a legend, a queen, and we just say thank you for her gracing us with her presence. Who cares if she's singing live or not? Because I don't. Well, apparently a lot of people do care because she got into some hot water after she and her mom were exposed for lip syncing during a 2013 performance on The Ellen Show. People caught on to the fact that the duo weren't singing live when Cher started talking over the vocal recording that was playing, exposing both her and her mom for faking it. What makes this pretty juicy too is the fact that when fans took to Twitter to talk about how mad they were about the lip syncing, Cher didn't even try to deny it. She's just too legendary to care. And finally, at number 1, Beyonce. Moving on to talking about another legend, we have Beyonce and how she was exposed for lip syncing during her performance at Barack Obama's inauguration ceremony. Beyonce was invited to perform Star Spangled Banner at the inauguration in 2013, but she later exposed that she chose to use a pre-recorded track for that performance because she didn't want to risk anything going wrong on such a special day. The singer explained in an interview that she didn't feel comfortable enough performing live that day because she felt as though she didn't have enough time to rehearse and because there was no proper sound check to give her that peace of mind. However, to put those haters to rest, in that same interview, she went on to belt out an a cappella version of Star Spangled Banner just to prove that she could do it anyway.
In spot number 10 is lying about a crime. Lil' Kim's lie was more serious than other ones on our list. She did the unthinkable and lied to a federal grand jury. Back in 2005, she was sentenced to a year and a day in prison and was fined $50,000 after she lied about a criminal case and got caught. Her intentions were good in the sense that she lied in order to protect her friend who was involved in a 2001 shootout that took place in Manhattan. She was called to testify on behalf of her friend and manager, Damian Butler, and she claimed that she did not see him on the day in question. However, video footage then showed that they were together that day, so she was pretty much busted. She ended up admitting to her lies in her own trial, and that is when she was put behind bars. Coming up next, number 9 is a sex tape. There are plenty of celebrities we could probably have in this category who have made up an excuse or lie to hide the fact that they have made a sex tape. But one iconic example is the time that Kim Kardashian lied about her tape, which is what people say made her famous. In 2007, there were rumors going around that Kim and her then boyfriend at the time, Ray J, had made a sex tape. Of course, she denied these claims anytime she was asked about it during interviews. But then, a few months down the road, the infamous video got leaked and she issued an apology. But some people also came up with the theory that she lied about the whole thing and that she planned the video to get leaked and that it was all a publicity stunt. So, what do you guys think? This is literally one of the biggest debates ever. If she lied, or was this whole sex tape planned? Maybe she did want to get famous off it. Rolling into number 7 is song lyrics. When it comes to songwriting, it's not uncommon for artists to work with other people to help create the lyrics to their song. But taking credit for it is never the right thing to do, and rumor has it that is what Beyonce did for one of her songs. Back in 2008, the Queen was taking credit for her catchy lyrics in her single, Irreplaceable. Now, she did write the background harmonies, but it was later revealed that Ne-Yo had actually written the song. He talked about it during an interview and actually admitted that he regrets giving the song away to her. He said, "One song that I gave away and didn't want to is Beyonce's Irreplaceable. I honestly wrote that song for myself." People were actually shocked to find out it wasn't her behind those words, and it was actually one of his personal experiences. Moving on to number 6 is lying about an injury. Maybe there's been a time in your life that you faked an injury to get out of something, or you made one seem just more dramatic than it really is. Ed Sheeran did this, but we did not find out about it until later on. Back in 2017, he was making headlines after reports said that he accidentally cut his face with a sword during a party. People took it very seriously because they didn't have any reason not to. But then a few months later, the story was confirmed to be a total hoax. During an interview with Shortlist, James Blunt dished out the truth and said, "Ed was drunk, messing around, and he cut himself. We made a fancy story up, people fell for it. It was very embarrassing." Embarrassing for Ed because he was drunk and did that, or embarrassing for us because we actually believe that he cut his face with a sword? I believed it. But I'm also an idiot. Halfway through our countdown, at number 5 is lying about a song. We have already touched on the subject of artists lying about song lyrics, claiming to be theirs, but this is a little different. Singer Robin Thicke was called out for lying about one of his songs to a point where a plagiarism lawsuit came from it. In 2012, his hit song Blurred Lines was taking over the radio, and he listed himself as co-writer for the lyrics alongside Pharrell. But then, 2 years later, in 2014, a plagiarism lawsuit popped up when it came to light that the track may have been a ripoff of Marvin Gaye's song Got to Give It Up. Robin then denied that he had written the song and actually put the writing status on Pharrell instead and claimed that he was not the co-writer after all. When all was said and done, Marvin Gaye's estate ended up receiving $7.3 million for the song. So that was an expensive lesson to learn about telling the truth, although maybe it wasn't intentional, you know? Like maybe they didn't mean to rip off the song, but it sounded like it. Taking over third place is lying about your age. Let's be honest, it is not only a celebrity thing to do. There are times when someone will lie about their age to get into a club, or maybe lie about their age to feel younger than they are, or older. But Nelly's reason was a little ridiculous, and fans couldn't believe he would lie about his age just to qualify for an award. There was an annual list going around for teen people's hottest stars under 25, and it seems like he really wanted to be on it back in 2003. He ended up being nominated as one of the hottest stars under 25, but he was lying to people and to himself because he was actually 28 years old. I don't know how no one caught on to this in the process. A quick Google would probably clear that up, but he must have wanted it that bad. In spot number 2 is lying about marriage. There's been many occasions where celebrities have faked relationships as a publicity stunt. I've actually done a few videos on it, so I know for a fact there is a lot. But lying about a marriage, that is taking things to a whole different level. Actress and singer Brandy announced back in 2002 that she'd gotten secretly married to music producer Robert Smith. She said they kept the wedding private, and they even went on to be featured in Diary Presents Brandy Special Delivery, which documented the birth of their daughter. No one would have ever guessed that the truth was to come in 2004. Just 2 years later, it was revealed that they had split up, and that is when Brandy explained they had actually never been married in the first place. On her whole documentary show, she faked the whole thing. She ended up giving a public apology on the Oprah show, but people were not happy. I mean, just why even say you're married? But I did watch the episode on the Oprah, and she just felt guilty for having a baby and not being married, and she knew she was pregnant, so she just said she was married. The pressures of Hollywood, I guess.